Why, hello there. Good morning. Lovely to see you at such a bright and early hour. It's not bright. If it's bright out, that's wrong. Unless you're in, well, Europe. What would Europe be like? Almost 5 a.m. That's not bright yet either. What's up, guys? Welcome to a dark and early SpaceX broadcast of another Starlink launch. It's been a while. How are you guys? We haven't had a Starlink launch in over 2 months, I think. I think this was originally slated to launch around June 11th-ish. But here we are. We made it. All good things. Let's muster up really quick. Where you from? What you munching on? Is it too late to be munching on things? It's not that healthy to eat such a late night snack. But I guess if you're in Eastern Europe, it's breakfast time, right? I'm not one to judge anyway, okay? Let's see. In California and the West Coast, it's what, like 10 o'clock-ish? So, whatever. I guess that could be considered a late dinner. Here we go. Where is everyone from? Australia is the first country I see. I almost said continent. Nebraska, Las Vegas, Sweden, Canada, Miami, California. Okay. Twice already I mentioned that name. Mars. You're cheating. You're not there yet. Philippines, Taiwan, Wisconsin. I love your cheese. Are you munching on cheese? Wisconsin, brah. Abu Dhabi's here. MISSISSIPPI's here. That's Mississippi spelled extremely fast. I see someone signed up for Starlink. Good for you. I did as well. Well, I signed up to get notifications about it. Haven't been able to sign up for it yet, right? Idaho, Texas, France, Iowa, Texas again. A lot of Texans here. Welcome, Texans. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You could be anywhere, but you decided to be here. Maybe you are in multiple places at once. You probably have my stream up. Maybe SpaceX's stream is on standby. I think good old Tim Dodd might be streaming as well. I think we currently have like 700 and some people that are just gluttons for punishment, staying up late or waking up early, depending on your time zone. I almost didn't live stream this launch. I think last week it was originally scheduled to launch about 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not me. Sometimes I'll stay up past 1. Very rarely I'll stay up past 2. And if I do, I feel like I'm useless in the morning because I'm not a morning person. And that probably goes back to our conversation before that. I've never had a cup of coffee. Maybe if I had a cup of coffee, I'd be a morning person. I don't know. Haven't thought that much about it. But yeah, I think I said that my first cup of coffee will be live on one of these YouTube streams. So when that day comes, make sure you are paying attention. All right, so let's dive right into this, shall we? Okay, we already have a new eccentric member here on YouTube, Mike Sheedy. I almost said Sheepy, Matt. Mike Sheedy, welcome to the fam, bro. Love you, long time, appreciate you. I give you a big old bear hug if I could. Virtual bear hug. Disabled Park Hoppers back once again. How are you doing tonight, Kevin? Move my thing out of the way. Staying home in Daytona and just finished some Yucky Charms. I've never heard them called Yucky Charms before. I like that. You don't like sugar, processed sugar? Okay. I think Lucky Charms, the only good part, it's been decades since I've had them, but I think the only good part of Lucky Charms are the little marshmallow things. Nobody likes the wooden parts. I don't remember what they're called. Holy cow, SpaceX started their live stream already? Did they like skip the screensaver or did I just talk right through it? Let me bring that up really quick. Look at them being on the ball tonight. And I don't recognize this person at all. Let's see what she's saying.
Space assets with advanced AI and machine learning analysis to provide customers with a first-to-know advantage. Now, in order to make room for these 2 BlackSky satellites, today we'll be launching 57 Starlink satellites.
Okay, she's getting into what I was going to talk about. So let me do it, lady. You're stealing my job. I had one job to do, and you're taking it from me, but it's okay. I forgive you. It's your stream. Do what you want. The Elon Gamer, hi from Boca Chica. SN5 Hot broke a window. Oh, bro. We have someone from Boca Chica watching the stream. Welcome, my man. Sorry to hear about your window. That sucks. Put in a little slip with SpaceX, just drop it off on their doorstep. Maybe they'll cover it. I don't know. I don't know, just insurance cover broken windows from nearby rocket launches. Have to read into the contract on that one. Okay, so let me minimize this window if I can do it. There we go. Make sure you like SpaceX's stream. Don't unlike it. That's a jerk thing to do, you joik. Go over to spacex.com/launches, not lunches. It's too late for lunches, okay? And it's not /dinners either. Scroll down, you get the little synopsis, and this is what she was talking about. Okay. Launching from Cape Canaveral Launch Complex 39A, that's where they launched their Crew Dragon capsules. Bob and Dig the other month. Also Falcon Heavy. Let's see. They are going to be landing the booster on Of Course I Still Love You, if I remember correctly. This is going to be the 5th flight of this booster, so another record-tying booster launch coming your way. Now, they were launching, typically they launch 60 Starlink satellites, and these are SpaceX satellites to provide internet service in the near future. Usually they do 60 satellites in a group per launch, but this is a rideshare mission, so they're doing 57 Starlink satellites and 2 BlackSky global spacecraft as well. Those will deploy an hour and 1 minute after liftoff, and the Starlink satellites will deploy an hour and a half after. It's too late for me. I'm not staying up that late. Be my guest. Cheers to you. I'm going to be going to bed right after the booster lands on the drone ship. And land it will. Mark my words. Scrolling down, meow. Here's the itinerary. And about 8.5 minutes after launch, we'll have that booster landing. And then Kev's going to bed. I'm going to join the lawyer wife and my doggos in my nice, comfortable bed. Back to the stream, meow. Okay.
And contamination during ascent. Once we reach the vacuum of space, we'll jettison the fairing halves while second stage continues on to orbit. Now, as you can see, the fairing halves that we're using today are a brand new set, and we'll be attempting to recover them using our recovery ships Mystery and Mischief.
Nice.
2 minutes before the fairings are set to land, the team will decide if conditions are good to make a safe catch attempt. Weather plays a big factor in the decision, as it can impact not only the sea states for the ships, but also the fairing's altitude, position, and speed, which impact how the fairing will fall back to Earth.
Good early morning.
Oh,
I'm
John's here.
Falcon 9 Principal Integration.
John's here. We all love John. He's going to talk about the hardware of the rocket and whatnot. So we're going to mute him right quick. And I just want to say thank you, mods, for modding at this hour. Really appreciate you. Everyone say thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Also, patrons. I am on Discord on the Patreon discussion channel. So if any patrons are watching live right now, you can go over there and I'll keep an eye on your comments. YouTube members, of course, you're highlighted. Welcome, Zach Wright. Glad you could make it. Clint Davis, appreciate you stopping by. Teenage Astronaut, thank you for modding. Nightbot, thank you. Justin. Yep, I think we're all going to be switching to Starlink service once it's available. Yeah, unless it just gets overcrowded to the point it just slows down everyone's service, right? I don't think that's going to happen, though. Elon won't let it.
To get the expected performance out of the Merlin engines. We're also loading ultra-cold helium. Similar to the LOX, being very cold, it lets us get the maximum amount into storage vessels on both the first and second stages. Now, we use helium to pressurize Falcon 9's tanks and to help pull the RP-1 and the LOX through the Merlin engine turbopumps. Now, to make sure engine startup goes well, we also perform what we call engine chill. We'll ought to hear that in the background in about 20 seconds at T-minus 7 minutes.
All right, he's still talking about the hardware. Ryan Ritter's here as well, and he's doing the dishes. Good for you. I did the dishes earlier today. I hate doing the dishes. Never liked it, but I like eating off clean plates, so I kind of have to. I could have the dogs do it, but they would just lick them and leave slobber behind or something, which is disgusting. Yes, I do have an obsession with parachutes. Kind of bothers me that you bring it up. And don't even give me the courtesy of a parachute emoji when you do it. Parachutes. I did it for you. You're welcome. Speaking of shoots, tomorrow's episode, the honorable mention, will involve shoots. You don't want to miss it unless you don't like fun. In that case, you can go ahead and miss it then. All right.
The good news is weather's cooperating. We were watching clouds to the west, but the probability of good weather's been increasing, and we should stay go for the last 6 minutes of the countdown. Also, the upper altitude winds are fairly calm for when this vehicle goes supersonic. So right now, the vehicle payloads and range are go for an on-time liftoff just over 6 minutes from now.
Please do it.
For those of you who don't know much about the Starlink program, our mission is to bring high-speed, low-latency internet to people all over Earth. Some of the most exciting opportunities for Starlink are rural or remote locations where traditional fiber or cable just isn't practical. On our June 7th mission, we launched the first Starlink satellite with a deployable visor to block sunlight from hitting the brightest spots of the spacecraft. This demo satellite, also known as VisorSat, is just one of the many actions SpaceX has taken in collaboration with leading astronomical groups to mitigate the effects of satellite reflectivity. We're still waiting for the satellite to reach its operational orbit. However, we're excited to report that all 57 of the satellites on today's mission do have sun visors, and all future satellites will be outfitted with these visors as well. It'll take a bit more time for our VisorSats to reach their operational orbit, and at that point, we'll see the full results of this effort.
I'm probably the only one on planet Earth that's disappointed that SpaceX is trying to dim the lights for the astronomers on their Starlink satellites. So they have this reflection issue, and it's kind of messing up astronomers' photos. You know, I guess they need to kind of take photos of space. And while they're trying to take photos of space, they just get these streaks of Starlink satellites going right through their pictures, which I can see that being annoying. Personally, I've never seen a Starlink satellite fly overhead. There is a website you can go to find out where they're at, so you can kind of keep an eye on it. But the higher they get and when they're orbit, the lower chance it is, I guess the harder it is to see them. And I haven't seen one, so I'm kind of upset that they're trying to trying to ruin the fun, trying to ruin the view. I want to see them. I guess it's a good thing to see stars as well. They're artificial stars. See a whole launch of them fly over Yorkshire. Well, I'm jelly. You're making me all jelly over here. Someone call a jelly school, okay? A teenage astronaut accidentally caught one on camera. Happy little accident. There's no such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. So trying to catch the fairing has brand new fairings today. That's exciting. Last attempt, they were 2 for 2 for the first time. Let's do a repeat, shall we? Weather's looking good. This thing's gonna happen. There goes the strong back. That venting you see there, that smoke, it's not because Falcon 9 has a vice. It's not like it has a bad habit. It's supposed to be smoking, right? It's good for it. Like the one occasion you can say smoking is good for anything. And basically, that's just boil off from the very cold fuels warming up. That gas has to go somewhere. If they don't release that pressure, then it will go just like that. That's the exact sound it will make. Write that down.
We then allow the fuel into the thrust chamber, and the engines come up to power for liftoff at T0. Inside of 3 minutes, we're closing out liquid oxygen loading on the first stage. Meanwhile, the Starlink and BlackSky payloads continue to be healthy. The Falcon 9 team's tracking no issues on the rocket, the weather's looking good, and the range is green for launch.
It's a technical sound. Yeah. How do you spell that?
A moment ago, we heard the call out that stage 1 LOX load was complete. Transport erector has reclined. Next major event will be stage 2 liquid oxygen loading completion.
Exciting. How many of you like night launches over day launches? I'm more of a day launch guy, but I can appreciate the night launches. You can just see everything better during the day. With such pretty colors at night. Will Black, capitalism for the win. Also, did you know that the comet sighting Springs coma engulfed Mars?
We've got stage 2 liquid
what does that
oxygen
mean?
loading complete. That means all propellants are fully loaded on the Falcon 9 first and second stages. The chillin announcement was telling us that we've had enough time with the liquid oxygen running through the Merlin 1D turbopumps to get them down to the necessary temperatures to go into the ignition sequence. Currently, you can see a large white cloud coming off of the strongback. That's normal. At this stage, we are now, having fully loaded all the propellants, we're bleeding back the liquid oxygen in the fuel out of the system so that we're getting a little bit of venting overboard, and that gives you the large white plume, again, as that warm, humid Florida air mixes with the cold gaseous oxygen to give you the clouds.
Yeah, that Starlink tracker website I was talking about
Falcon
is
9
called
info.
heavens-above.com.
All out. Falcon 9's in startup. Flight computers are now running the Falcon 9. We're pressurizing the stages for flight, and we're waiting for the final go.
LD, go for launch.
Launch
With
director.
that, the SpaceX launch
Not
director
learning
has
disability.
confirmed we're go for launch. So as we come up on T-minus 30 seconds, let's listen to the final countdown and watch as Falcon 9 takes our Starlink satellites and BlackSky
30
satellites to orbit.
Batman. Rockets are cool. My nickname in the police academy was Batman because my sound off voice was just so over the top.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
I'm Batman.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10,
It's time.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Don't get scared now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition
Get.
and liftoff.
Very cool. Yeah, those night launches are pretty sweet to look at,
M1D
I will
propulsion
admit.
is nominal.
Can't even see the rocket though, you just see the exhaust.
T plus
Plume.
40 seconds since the launch of Falcon 9. Propulsion is confirmed. Merlin's lip nominal.
You can see
All
the engine's
telemetry
gimbal
confirmed
more
nominal
though.
from the avionics engineer.
That's pretty cool. I never really noticed that
We're
before. You can
throttling
see
down
the
right now on the
plume
Merlin
move.
1D engines. Preparing for supersonic and max Q.
Mach 1.
Got
Max
the call
Q
out
is
for
when
Mach 1.
I don't want to interrupt
We have
John.
throttled the Merlins back up to full power. Next event will be maximum dynamic pressure. And there
when
we
the-
are. We're going
Stop
through the
interrupting me, John.
thickest portion of the atmosphere at the highest speeds. Now, as we continue to accelerate Falcon 9, the air density gets thinner and the loads on the vehicle decrease.
That's what I was gonna say. All right, I'll just
Minute
let him
30
say it.
seconds trajectory continues to look good.
I like watching the plume spread out as the atmosphere thins out.
chill.
It's pretty sweet. Check it.
That D-chill indicates we're now beginning to bleed a little bit of liquid oxygen through the upper stage engine turbo pump to get it ready for ignition, coming up in just about 40 seconds from now.
I will say the best time for launches is in the sunrise or
Nice
sunset
view from the
times.
ground camera looking up the long plume coming out of the 9 Merlin 1D engines. Now, major
Like-
event coming up will be main engine cutoff coming up at just after 2.5 minutes called MECO. We shut off all the 9 engines. We'll separate the first stage from the second stage, and we will ignite the second stage engine called SES-1, the second stage engine start number 1.
Yeah, because right before sunrise and right after sunset, it's dark, but the sun's rays are still hitting the
Throttle
upper
down.
parts of the stratosphere. And so as the rocket goes through it, it really lights up the plume and it gives you these awesome
Nico.
colors.
Stage separation confirmed.
Sweet.
And we've
Second
got
stage
successful MVAC full power ignition. The view on the right shows the MVAC
Look, it's
engine, the
America.
second stage now taking over, carrying the Starlink and BlackSky satellites to orbit. On the left screen, the first stage is continuing without power to coast to apogee, and you can see the large titanium grid fins beginning to open with the lights of the United States in the background as we slowly head up the eastern coast of America.
America. Cheers, America.
Next coming up will be fairing separation.
There's all those
View
Starlink
of the
sets.
fairing.
Bye, fairing.
And we confirm fairing separation.
There it goes.
So the Falcon 9 second stage continues at full power, carrying the Starlink and BlackSky satellites to the first of 2 orbits. The first stage is continuing to coast to apogee, and then it will begin to fall back to Earth, and eventually 2 burns to land on the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The trajectory right now continues to look right down the middle. Everything's looking good on Falcon 9. So as we come up on 4 minutes, we will remind you that we are attempting to catch and recover both ferrying halves, now that they've separated, on our recovery vessels Ms. and Ms. Chief. If we make a successful catch, we'll try to bring you these views live. Otherwise, check our social media accounts for updates. Right now, 4 minutes, 20 seconds of the mission. All is going well.
It'll take those fairings about 45 minutes to reach the boats.
While
That's
stage 2
a
is
long
doing
free
its
fall.
job there on the right,
And
stage
canopy
1
time.
is headed back home to Earth. Can't quite see it on the video on the left, but it is doing that, and it will do this by executing a series of 2 burns. The first burn is the entry burn, where 3 of the 9 M1D engines will light up and slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. The second burn is the landing burn, and this is a single engine burn that brings the vehicle's speed down rapidly in order to land on the drone ship. You can see on your screen that the second stage MVAC is still glowing and in the middle of its burn
Yes.
there, carrying our
It's
satellites
looking
to
quite
orbit.
toasty. It looks like a marshmallow when I make s'mores. Very
So stage
bright
1
and
entry
on
burn
fire.
is going to start in just over a minute here at T plus 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Stage 1 is currently navigating home to Earth using both its grid fins, and that small spurt of light that you saw was a nitrogen burst from the attitude control system, which is nitrogen gas that helps to orient and guide the first stage as it heads home.
Have you guys seen this lady before, the one that's talking? I don't think I've seen her before. She's doing a good job, though.
There are
She took the
4
words
grid
right out of
fins
my
and
mouth.
4 attitude control thrusters on the inner stage of the rocket. In just about 20 seconds here, we will hear the call out for the start of the stage 1 entry burn. This burn will last 20 seconds. Again, it's a 3-engine burn that will slow the first stage down as it enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Here she comes.
Heard confirmation of the stage 1 entry burn startup. You can see those backlit grid fins with those 3 engines burning there.
Tell us
Again,
what
this
they're
burn
made out
lasts
of.
20 seconds.
Grid fins are made out of titanium. Very expensive. In the words of Doug Funny's neighbor, very expensive.
Stage 1 entry burn
I
shutdown.
can't do that voice. I
We've
can
had
only do Mr.
confirmation
Mackey.
of successful stage 1 entry burn, and we're about a minute away from our landing burn.
Yeah,
The
those
landing
fins are
burn
about
will
the
start
size of
at
a
T
smart
plus 8
car.
minutes,
They're
and
quite
it is
large.
also about 20 seconds long. The landing burn should bring us to our drone ship. Of course, I still love you in the Atlantic Ocean.
All right. They are going to keep the drone ship feed 100% this time, guys. It's not going to skizz out on
We
us.
lost that first stage view, but we should get it back when we get closer to the drone ship. We're about 30 seconds out from the stage 1 landing burn.
It
Again,
looks
this
like
is a
it's already
single
frozen.
engine burn.
Hey,
It's
you
the,
transonic.
it's the engine right in
I
the
don't
middle.
see any waves.
Stage 1 is transonic right now.
Kevin. No, it looks like it's frozen, right? But let's stay positive. Let's watch
We're
that
about
deck
10
light up.
seconds from landing burn start.
The ship is on the left there. It's that big platform-looking thing.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Okay.
Heard the call out for the start of stage 1 landing burn.
Yeah, the video doesn't look like it's
You can
very
see
good.
the clouds sort of lighting up there.
Start internal guidance.
Oh, okay, we
Stage
got
1
it.
landing leg deploy.
We got it. We got it. Wow, it stayed with us. Look at that. Good for you guys. Good for you.
Wow, look at that stage one sitting on our drone ship. Of course, I still
Stage
love
one
you.
landing.
That's never
That was
gonna
a
get
beautiful
old.
view of the stage one as it came down there, lighting the clouds up. And in just about 10 seconds here, we'll have second engine cut off there right on your screen.
That's never gonna get old. Tell you what they need to do though. They need to have a second ship nearby to get the panoramic view of it landing. That way you can kind of appreciate the scale of it. Because from this view on the drone ship, it just kind of looks like a micro machine.
We've had confirmation of
Loss of signal, Cape.
second engine cutoff, and we're waiting for confirmation of good orbit out of this first burn here.
You Generation Zers, you don't even know what micro machines
Nominal
are.
parking orbit insertion.
We're in a nominal orbit, and now we're about to enter a coast phase. So we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to leave you with an animation that shows you where we are in the coast. We'll be back at about T plus 46 minutes and 30 seconds for a second stage relight.
Oh, Kevin loves animations, but not this kind, right? There's not much to it. That's where I'm going to cut off this live stream, guys, because I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed because I am a big old baby and I don't like staying up late because then I wake up late and then my whole day is shot. It's just how I roll. So thank you for tuning in. If you want to keep watching all the way till the Starlink satellites deploy, which will be in about an hour and 15 minutes or so, then check out the description below this video and you'll see the link at the very top for the SpaceX stream. You guys have a great Friday. Yeah, and I'll see you at the end of your workday because I'm going to be releasing my next episode of SpaceX in the News. Really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. We're going to have some fun. Until that time, Godspeed.